My husband delayed setting a wedding date for 3 years. Not the proposal. That came fast. Big speech. Ring. Tears. Everyone clapped. His mother cried the loudest. The wedding, though, was always soon. Soon after his bonus. Soon after his mom recovered from another mystery illness. Soon after things felt stable. I believed him. You do when you love someone. You assume hesitation means fear, not loyalty to another woman. I found out the truth at Thanksgiving. I had stepped away to grab dessert. The pie was warm in my hands when I heard his mother on the phone in the hallway. She didn't know I was there. Thank God he hasn't married her yet, she whispered. Once a man marries, he stops being yours. I didn't raise my son to be abandoned. I stood frozen, pumpkin pie shaking slightly, realizing my marriage delay had nothing to do with money or timing. It was about ownership. Everything made sense all at once. Why she insisted on sitting between us on the couch. Why she answered questions meant for him. Why she called during every anniversary trip with an emergency. Why she criticized how I cooked, cleaned, folded his clothes. He never had wrinkles when he lived with me, she'd say, refolding his laundry while I watched. The house hunt is where I finally saw how deep it went. We found the perfect place. Quiet street. Backyard. Space for kids. He talked about a nursery. We made an offer. His mom just happened to drive by. Suddenly the neighborhood was unsafe. Too far from her. The schools were questionable. He withdrew the offer without telling me. That night, I confronted him. Your mother doesn't want you to marry me. He didn't deny it. She raised me alone, he said. I owe her everything. And what about me? I asked. You wouldn't understand, he replied. You come from a broken home. That sentence broke something permanent. I stopped fighting. I started documenting. Every text that began with my mom says. Every canceled plan. Every decision filtered through her. It came to 14 pages. 2 weeks later, we attended Sunday dinner. Mandatory. Weekly. Where she criticized my career, my appearance, my fertility timeline, while my husband stared at his plate. Halfway through her lecture about how career women make selfish wives, I stood up. You're right, I said calmly. Career women do make terrible wives for men who are already married to their mothers. The room went silent. I handed my husband an envelope. Inside, my ring, my key, divorce papers, and printed screenshots, highlighted, dated, undeniable. Starting with the first message he ever sent me. My mom thinks you're too independent. There were 58 more. Congratulations, I said. You can finally have the marriage you've been prioritizing. His mother screamed. How dare you speak to me like this? I was protecting my son. No, I said. You were keeping him. My husband followed me to the door, shaking. I'll set boundaries. I promise. You're 35, I said. And your mother still approves your clothes. I left. 3 days later, he showed up at my apartment with his mother. She didn't wait to be invited in. We discussed it, she announced. I'm willing to compromise. Small wedding. Same neighborhood. I'll help with the grandchildren. I laughed. Loud. Uncontrolled. This isn't a negotiation, I said. This marriage is over. She's trying, he pleaded. The effort I want, I said, is you growing a spine. And at this age? Probably too late. As they left, I heard her hiss in the hallway. I told you she wasn't wife material. A week later, his sister called me crying. He moved back home, she said. Mom schedules his days. Packs his lunches. It's intense. That's not my marriage anymore, I replied. 2 months later, mutual friends told me his mother had set him up with 3 women from church. All of them ran. Apparently she insisted on sitting in on dates. Critiqued their makeup. Asked about fertility. One woman left mid-dinner. The final straw came when she created a dating profile for him. She used photos she'd taken herself. She wrote the bio. It read, looking for a God-fearing woman who understands that family comes first, especially mothers. I screenshotted it and sent it to my friends with the caption. Escaped a generational curse. 6 months later, I met someone else. No drama. No competition. When I told him about my ex, he laughed. My mom raised me to leave, he said. She'll love this story. She did. She hugged me the first time we met and said, I always wanted a daughter. We're getting married next spring. My ex? Still single. Still living 10 minutes from his mother. Still tagged every morning on Facebook. Good morning, my handsome boy. Mommy loves you forever. And for the first time, I'm grateful she meant it.